Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first live session with Merdat. My name is Merdat. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this live session. So, as you know, we will start working on. Actually, we are just kicking off a challenge with Microsoft Learn, the Build Edition, which we are going to just focus on Microsoft Fabric. So let's jump into my slides and let's see what this session offers to us. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So let me introduce myself. My name is Merdad Abdullahi. I'm located in Vancouver, Canada. And I'm a Microsoft MCP, Principal Data Architect, and also active member of Microsoft Learn communities. So I work in Isometrics, a gold partner of Microsoft, and I've got a bunch of certifications in Microsoft, and the next one will be DP600, and which is going to be happen, of course, after end of this series of Microsoft Fabric Layer. And I've got 15 years of experience in development of softwares, design of the data solutions, data integrations, data analyst, and business intelligence. And my hobby is wrestling, but don't worry, my both ears are all right. And I coach in one of the clubs in Vancouver, Canada. And below you can just find my social information. Let's connect there and let's be in touch for more information. So yeah, let's see what we are going to cover today. Firstly, we'll talk about Microsoft Fabric. What is Microsoft Fabric? An introduction to that. And then we will talk about the certification that is basically available for Microsoft Fabric. And the main purpose of this live session, how we are going to learn together, and what is the plan and what actions we should take. And we are also just going to explore some pages in my browser, like Learn Challenge and whatever that we will discuss. And at the end of the party, we will create our trial account for Microsoft Fabric. So all the links that I'm going to just talk about them are already in the chats. And however, I'm going to just copy them again, just for making sure you have everything there. Let me just put it there. It is the first one. And also the second part of that. Cool. So let's kick it off. What is Microsoft Fabric? We have all heard that it is an end-to-end analytical solution from Microsoft. But before diving into the Microsoft Fabric and understanding that, let's firstly understand what is an analytical solution and what we used before Fabric. So I call this, period of time pre-Fabric data analytics solution, because with having Fabric in place, really, maybe some organization just make the decision to go with Fabric. So in the pre-Fabric data analytical solutions, in the left side, as you can see, we have the transactional databases, transactional data, where we basically store our transactional records. When we want them to be analyzed, we move them to the data lake. We can use Azure Data Factory. From the IoT point of view, we use the Azure Stream Analytics to have the streaming data. And we also have some platforms that have different components in it, like Azure Synapse Analytic, that is a massive thing and a scalable one. We also have the Azure Databricks and also Azure HD Insight to work with big data in Azure Hadoop clusters. And at the end of the day, we have the Power BI and data flows to just transform the data and make use of those data for creating the reports and visualizing them. So as you can see, we used different vendors, and it is a bit complex. So when you want to start a data analytics solution, it's going to be a question for you: what tool should I use, and what is going to be about licensing? If I create my data lake, for example, in Azure Data Lake, and I want to use that, I have to have another subscription for Power BI, for example, and grab the data from there, or with the other services. So, and about the security also. So Microsoft Fabric just came in to resolve this complexity, and it is going to simplify the solution for analytical projects. First of all, we should say Microsoft Fabric is a software as a service. But hey, Merda, what is software as a service? What is SaaS? Let's check it out quickly. This famous, comparison. When it comes to having computer-based resources and solutions, we will talk about these different levels of management of the resources. So let's just talk about on-premises for now. When you want to start a create an application, right? So you need a server, you need a server room, you need rack, you need the computers, you need power, you need whatever, right? You need licensing of the OS, and all are going to be managed and maintained by yourself. So cloud came in and just covered some part of that in infrastructure as a service. So they are going to take care of some of the resources like visualization, servers, storage, networking. You should not be worried about the temperature of a server room, right? The next level would be platform as a service. So it resolved other stuffs, just let me give you an example. For infrastructure as a service, it can be virtual machines that we use in Azure. And in platform as a service, as I mentioned in the previous slide, Azure Synapse Analytics is part of the platform as a service that you're going to manage your application and data yourself. And we also have another level, which is software as a service, that everything is going to be managed by the cloud provider. In this case, it is Microsoft. And some examples of them could be the Microsoft Teams that you're using every day, or Outlook. So I hope you got it. So it is a SaaS. For Microsoft Fabric, we have a centralized storage, which is called OneLake. It is basically a single unified and a logical data lake, actually, that is sitting and is available across all organizations. So if it means that if you need the data in the whole organization, you don't have to copy that for each department, right? And everything will be in one place. You're gonna have one copy of your data. You will have one security for the whole data. So it is a great thing to do. And different workspaces can make use of the same data lake. And the experiences and the tools that are available in Microsoft Fabric are going to make use of this OneLake. The first component that I want to talk about is Data Factory, which is basically used for data integrations. So when we want to move the data into Fabric from the external resources. And it is basically a combination of Azure Data Factory and Data Flow in Power BI. So we use the Azure Data Factory for its scalability, for scalable data, and the power of transforming of data in data flow. So it is a great thing, really. And there is also something else from Synapse, for data engineering, that it includes a Spark platform for doing the data transformation and processing the data in actually at the scale. So as you know, Synapse is was made for scale, right? And if a big compute is required in the behind the scene, it is going to scale up. It is not needed. It is going to scale down. So it is a good thing to have. The next item that I've got here is Synapse Data Science, that you can basically use some languages like Python for creating the data models to be used for machine learning, and actually to model the data and using machine learning flows. The other component here is Synapse Data Warehousing. For this one, we've got it is one place to store the data in SQL, and which this SQL is very optimized for the data warehousing, and which for data warehousing we are not writing and reading every single time. It is mostly for reading, right? So it is very optimized for that purpose and for large volume of the data. The next component is Synapse Real-Time Analytics. So Fabric provides us with this opportunity to work, with the real-time data that is coming from like streaming data, or we can make use of event hubs to just bring the data in, analyze it, and store it somewhere else, right? The next item, of course, is Power BI. We use that for business intelligence side of the thing, and for creating the just visualizing the data, making use of all of those analyzed data, and it can just have a direct query on the OneLake or the data sources within Fabric, and just basically making the data to decision by creating the visualizations, creating the graphs and reports. We have a fantastic tool here, which is Data Activator, that was released recently, and being available in general. So this Data Activator is basically looking at, it is basically for automating some actions, and it is basically looking at the behavior of data. For example, if a data of a measure, a value of a measure exceeds a certain amount or a certain rate, it can just trigger an action. For example, an action can be triggered to execute a Power Platform flow, for example. So it is a good thing for the automation, and there will be a no-code experience in Data Activator. Microsoft Fabric also provides the industry solutions that is very specific for some industries, that there are some pre-built data solutions for some industries like retail, healthcare, and ESG. So either they can just use that for managing their data, processing that, and also report on them and analyzing them. These are the main components of Microsoft Fabric. And we also have Copilot there. However, it is in preview. The industry solution is also in preview in some regions. And for Copilot, Copilot can be utilized across all Microsoft Fabric. And basically, we have the, for example, for Data Factory, you can generate the codes. You can generate the, formula in Dataflow, for example, or even you can, generate the reports and graphs in Power BI. You can use them and use that in data science for generating the code. It is Copilot. It is not autopilot, right? It is going to help us. And the last one that I want to talk about in Microsoft Fabric is Microsoft Purview, which was an existing service in Microsoft to have a governance on the data and just control the data governance and manage that. So it is also in preview. So yeah, it was an introduction to Microsoft Fabric, and we will just walk through that later at the end of the party. But Microsoft just provided a certification for this fantastic tool, which is called Fabric Analytics Engineer Associate. In order to gain that, you have to write the exam DP600. And if you want to prepare for it, you're more than welcome to follow the course, which is in Microsoft Learn, called Microsoft Fabric Analytics Engineer. We will explore that later. So what we are doing today, how we are going to learn together. I'm not sure, have you registered for Build Edition Challenge? If yes, just hit the, just write in the comments and let me know if you have registered. If not, no worries, we can just cover that later. So what is the plan? What is the plan for this period of time? The Microsoft Challenge for Build Edition is going to be started May 21st and last for a month until June 21st. So within a month, we have to complete the modules. The modules are not published yet from Microsoft Learn. We have to wait until May 21st. But what I do here to just learn together and help each other to learn better things and digest them better. So I've already set up 8 free live sessions that is going to be actually streamed in both LinkedIn and YouTube. So starting from May 25th until June 19th, every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific Date Time, we will be live, and we will cover the units of whatever that I've learned in that, in that period, right? So we can cover them. We will have the knowledge test, and at the end of that, we will have, Q&A. By the way, if you have any question for this session, just feel free to, write in the comments, and we will answer them at the end of that, at the end of the show. So, but if you missed that, session, or you need more information, so it is not finished yet, right? We will have a, we have a LinkedIn group that you can post your questions, experience, or even your progress, share your progress with others. And the LinkedIn group is called Learn Microsoft Fabric with Merdot. The link is already shared, and we will just have a look at that later. So once this month of challenge is over, we can practice the test, we can write the exam, and when we pass that, we can share the badge and celebrate together. We may have an after party once everyone is basically certified. So I talked a lot, right? Let's jump into my browser and let's see what we have there. Cool. So the first thing that I want to just cover here is the Fabric Analytical Analytics Engineer Associate certification that you have to pass the exam DP 600. What skills are going to be measured here is, plan, implement, and manage a solution for data analytics, prepare and serve the data, implement and manage semantic models, and explore and analyze the data. So somehow we are going to make use of all components there in Microsoft Fabric somehow. There is a course here. You can just register for that and follow the course, right? There are modules, and for each module, we've got some units. If you have no idea about it, so here you can see the modules, and this module, the purpose of that module, of course, it has an introduction and a summary at the end of that, and we will have a knowledge check. So you can just see that in your Microsoft Learn profile. And about the practice and the sandbox, you can sandbox of the exam. You can just have a look at this here as well. If you haven't registered for Microsoft Build Edition challenge, you can just find it here. The link is already in the chat, and you can just from there select Microsoft Fabric and register for this. Easy. But what you need there is a Microsoft account, right? After registration, you will see that challenge is added to your Microsoft Learn profile, and which is here now. It is upcoming challenge. When we click on that, nothing is there because it is not started yet. We will have 2 days and almost 3 days until it is going to be kicked off. But you can see your progress for all of the active challenges. I mentioned about a group in the LinkedIn that you can just join and ask your questions and share your experiences, share your knowledge. Of course, for the groups, we have code of conduct that everybody needs to just adhere to them. We also have a group in Meetup for just having an announcement of the sessions that I'm talking about. So the events, and as I mentioned, I've already created the sessions that is going to be start from the first session until the 8th session. Hopefully, we can complete that in 8 sessions. For now, I just set them up for an hour per session. Once the modules are going to be available on May 21st by Microsoft Learn, I will just make the decision that how long is required per session. But of course, we will have only 8 sessions. It can be an hour and a half, or more even. And yeah, let's just jump into the Fabric environment to create a our account, the trial account. So you can find the link in the chat, but I have it here, and I just opened it. So the user, it needs an email from actually your school email or work email, organizational email. Unfortunately, it doesn't accept the public emails like Outlook, Gmail, or the other things like this. So you have to use your organizational or your school email. Let me bring my user here. It's called Fabric user 01 at. It is going to check if we need to create a new account or not. It means that you can make use of or your other accounts that you already have in Power BI, or you can use your subscription for from Microsoft 365, right? 365. So the question, I got it from my organization, and next is going to ask for a verification code. It should be already emailed to me. Nothing is received yet. Yeah, it's received. Let me bring it here. So the verification code and your first name, last name. You can do it at the same time that I'm busy with that, or you can just do it later. Canada. Oh, it needs my number. Let me jump back here. And of course, a password. If you would like to receive the items, the news and from Microsoft Family, you can just hit those links, and yeah, that's it. We are ready to sign up. It is already signed up. Initially, it goes to to the Microsoft Fabric landscape landing page, which we have the experiences here: Power BI, Data Factory, Data Activator, real-time intelligence, and data warehouse, and data science, as well as data engineering. As you can see, it is Microsoft Fabric just took maybe the best, or even, let's say, easy to understand or easy to use services, and gathered them together and brought them in Fabric in one place. You don't have to be worried about licensing of different things. You don't have to about just worried about the the security of them. Everything is going to be here. You will the admin of the organization will be happy with Microsoft Fabric, because everything is going to be managed in one place. So in the left down of the organization of the Microsoft Fabric, you can see the experiences here. and by choosing them, you can just use, just select that experience, create the report, and don't worry, it is not a demo or something on the Microsoft Fabric. We are not going to create any new thing. We haven't learned anything yet. It is just exploring and seeing what's in the Microsoft Fabric, right? And what are the available things. Some items are not available to some regions, like this, for example. Here, I don't have access to, industry solutions, right? And, in the other region that I have accounts, I have access to that. So for those components that are still in preview, we don't have anything there, and all are basically available here, which is generally available. We can have the workspaces there. You can create your workspaces, for example, one workspace for financial team, one workspace for KPIs or whatever, and the other thing can be, for example, for in the data factory, you can, as I mentioned, you can create your data pipelines that is coming from Azure Data Factory, and also you can create your data flow gen 2, which is coming from the experience of Power BI. So yeah, it is the whole environment of Fabric. And one thing, when you start your trial, you may see some more items. Here it is. No, the same thing. Cool, that's fine. However, our trial is just started, and it is going to be remain for 60 days. And yeah, you can use that. So I'm done with my presentation. If there is any question or something like that, we can answer them. Let me just change my. I've got a question here. Let me just start from top. Javier, if I use my work email, is the usage of Microsoft Fabric going to be reported to my company? The question is related to cost, license. Javier, of course, they are going to understand, that you're using that if they are in Microsoft Azure, but there is no cost, there is no licensing, right, until the trial is finished. So if it is available there, it is there, and there shouldn't be any problem, Yeah, cool. Any question? Any more question? Awesome. So it seems there's no more question, and let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining this session. It was a quick, kickoff of the. There's one more question. Let me, Emmanuel, is the trial version fully functional? Yeah, of course, it is fully functional. You can just connect with the other resources in Azure, or even loading data from your local machine, and everything is there, and you can just make use of them. But however, you should keep in mind, for those functionalities, for those components that are in the preview status, it might not be available in your region, right? So you should keep that in mind. It's a pleasure. Another question from Sahar. Microsoft Purview and industry solution are in Fabric items. Yes, they are. The industry solution is available in preview, and also the same thing for Purview. Both are in the preview. I know the region that I'm actually connecting from and the tenants basically that I have now in Power in Microsoft Fabric does not support that section. Of course, for this this challenge, those items that are in preview are not going to be included, maybe, and we may not have them. We may not have them in the even in the DP600 exam. Joachim, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. But don't worry, if you were late, you can just watch the recorded session. The recorded session is, of course, in the in YouTube. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Again, let's wrap it up if there is no more question. So stay tuned for the upcoming events on May 21st. However, from now you can register in Meetup for those sessions, available sessions. There is a placeholder for each session, and we will have 8 sessions, 8 live sessions that we will cover all of the modules and units that we learn together. So yeah, stay tuned. There you can have your material, and we can learn together. Another question. Sahar, Microsoft added Event House in Fabric. This is as a DP600 exam. I'm not sure. We can check that. We have to check it in DP600 exam. If it is already added and it is not in available generally, I don't think so. It is going to be included in DP600. But let's see. It is Fabric is new, right? Somehow new, and it keeps just growing, keeps improving. So we will have more things. Of course, the sooner you take you write for this exam, the less you're gonna study. But of course, you're gonna learn more. It's a pleasure. Yeah, Javier, thank you from Spain. Yeah, you can just write where you connected from. It's a pleasure to have all of you in place. And thank you very much. And until the session number 1, which is going to be announced in the Meetup, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever is your convenient, and also in Twitter, X, so we can just get in touch. And yeah, see you in the next available session. Cheers.